this morning we have moved a little bit further west from Grytviken, and we did an early morning landing here at the second largest king penguin colony on the whole island at Salisbury Plain. And the king penguin is unique in the bird group, having such a strange breeding cycle, which actually extends over more than 1 year. And today we have seen the birds, as I said, with eggs, still incubating. They probably lay the egg here in November, maybe early December into December. They will be about to hatch there, and the chick actually spends the winter here, more or less standing alone with all the other chicks.
It's just so primeval, and it's tremendously entertaining. There's a group of penguins that picks a better crossing, and then a huge group comes this way through the hardest way possible. They do constant face plants in the mud and have to struggle up with their flippers and their beaks. And then the clean ones are going the other direction from the sea back up the hill. So it's just constantly entertaining.
They are beautiful and majestic on land, but they're really graceful in the water. You spend so much time on land watching the animals, and today for the first time when I was out in the Zodiac, Eric stopped and let us watch as the penguins were swimming around, and there's there's so many penguins here, so there's quite a number in the water as well. And I didn't expect to see what a difference that they look like on land than they look like in the water. But I don't really know what it was, but as I just kept watching them circle and circle, and in an amount of time, it was really beautiful. I started to cry. True, I don't know why, but.
Salisbury Plain, South Georgia, our first landing, and what best way to do it than a sunrise landing. We started operations at 4 a.m. We got that fantastic light, perfect weather, all the birds are active, penguins are coming and going.
It's hard to explain how wonderful it is. You look at the mountains all around. You look at the animals, you watch the seals. You walk to the penguins or they come up to you. And it's hard to describe because it's just an incredible stark beauty, no matter where you look.
So Georgia is exceptionally wonderful for its landscape and in the amount of wildlife. But it's a hard place to get. In these days in which we can get from one side of the planet to the other in one day, to have to invest in a way so many days of sailing to get here shows you where it is and how far it is, and that there are places in the world that you need to make an effort to get to.
What everybody's always said about South Georgia is that it's just so mind-blowing and the place they would always go back to. And this is my first time here, and I see it, and I hear it. I keep trying to get audio of those of the birds making their joyous calls in the morning. So as I'm watching this happen and I'm shooting it, and I see them so close to me, I'm uncertain about which to be looking at, through my lens or looking at the birds themselves.
It's a jewel. It's an incredible place, full of wildlife, full of good sights. I think it shows us what the world used to be in most places before human intervention. And for me, that's the main reason to come to South Georgia, to see that there are places that are still wild and we can keep them like that.
So this morning, the National Geographic Explorer has made a continental landing at Brown Bluff, a beautiful spot on the northern end of the Antarctic Peninsula. We have an incredibly calm Antarctic sound, a number of icebergs in the water, and penguin chicks that are just thriving. These Adelie penguin chicks have been born, some of them a week ago. They'll be with their parents for 22 days in this guard stage. And then those parents will go out to sea. The chicks will huddle together in a crush, doing the safety in numbers thing. And then about 45 days of age, these chicks will fledge.
Well, I believe we're on the Antarctic Peninsula, and we are seeing the Adelie penguins. Looks like thousands of them out here, and they have just recently hatched. There aren't many places left like this in the world, and to be here is a really rare and unique opportunity. We should remember that we should protect and keep these places the way they are.
We made it! We are here on Barrientos Island in the H.O. Island chain. This is our first stop, and everybody is so excited looking at the chinstrap penguins and the gentoo penguins. Many of them have chicks now, so when you see them stand up with their backs against the blowing snow and the wind, you'll see these fuzzy little gray chicks, some of them less than a week old, and some that have been here for now maybe 3 weeks, especially those chinstrap chicks. They're getting really big.
My first impression is the smells of nature, with these thousands of magnificent penguins being what they are.
This is fantastic. It's a dream come true. I'm emotional about seeing all of this, and just nature in its finest. It's just beautiful.
Do it again, please.
I've spent about 4 decades on the ocean now, studying marine mammals, various species, and to me, killer whale is the most fascinating whale or dolphin out there. Everything they do is coordinated in their life. They cooperate with their feeding, and they catch something, they share it among each other, so they're almost like a single organism. They're so in tune with each other.
we've been putting satellite tags on these animals, and the tag is placed onto the dorsal fin laterally, flush to the dorsal fin, just like this. And we're hoping that the tagged animal will keep the tag for 3 or 4 months and perhaps give us some insight into if they migrate, as we know some of them do, where they go and for how long. Killer whales are very interesting predators. They're top-level predators, they're intelligent, and they kill for a living. But what we saw more of was the killer whales were chasing the penguins, batting them around, playing with them, and letting them go, then going and chasing them again. It was sort of a cat and mouse type situation. They kill when they're not necessarily hungry. They kill things that they don't eat, and that's what we were seeing. It reminds me of domestic cats. They will often play with mice for a very long period of time without killing them. They'll disable them, then they'll let them go. Just as the mouse is trying to get away, they'll pounce on them again. It's what predators do.
Well, it's feeding time here in the Southern Ocean, and this is a dual event, human and marine mammal. The orcas are feeding on penguins, whereas our guests are dining on hors d'oeuvres.
Thank you very much.
How's the timing? Good timing? We thought you all might be getting a little hungry from all this excitement here. Not the tropics, huh?
This isn't penguin, is it? I'm allergic.
No, it's not. It's seal.
Oh, excellent.
Is it
Cheers.
Bill.
Bill.
That's the stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, Erasmo.
Thank you.